Hey guys, so today we're going to make this really cool, awesome looking habit tracker. So as you can see here, this is the finished product, as they say, this is already done. And I'm going to make this spreadsheet from scratch so you can follow along. And yeah, so you're going to have fun with me guys making this marvelous looking spreadsheet. So as you can tell here, it's got February, but you can change it to any sort of date. So you can do January, you put any number, any day in Jan. And the days at the top automatically adjust. So I put 31 days there, but let's say if we go to Feb, which it isn't a leap year. Oh, it's a leap year. Didn't realise it's. Wait, it's not a leap year. It's not a leap year. I got a bit excited. Sorry, guys. It's not a leap year. It's got 28 days. So as you can see here, it goes all the way up to 28, and you don't have any of the days on 29, 20, 30, or 31, but you still have redundant columns there. But as you can see where it's going to end up because that'll be the last name of the day. So we'll do it as dynamic. And then if you want, you can duplicate this spreadsheet by right-clicking it and doing duplicate. So you can keep all the months that you want, but you'll just get one spreadsheet. So let's have a look. So what we want to do first, we want to look at how many columns we have at the top. So we have up to A, and we up to AK. So when you end up in a blank sheet of paper, we want to get the right sort of columns. So we want to tap that, and we want to press Shift key, and we want to highlight all that. Then we right click and we set columns to the right. And let's see how many columns we get. We get up to AE. So how many do we need? A ends up there, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more columns to get out to okay, 6 more columns. So we do another 5. We can actually shift and press Z there. Oh, let's just start again. Z. Oh, it doesn't like it. We do Z up to AE. That should be. Get rid of that. There should be a right click there. Insert columns to the right. 6 columns to the right should get up to A. Okay, that's it. There we go, guys. So we got up to AK, but we need the columns between D to AH to have a similar width. And the one way we can find that is if you tap one of the columns, right-click it, and we can say resize the column. So we can see this column is 40 pixels. So okay, so we got up to D to AH, 40 pixels. From D again, we do that tap button. We tap it at the top of the column, and then we go up to what was it? Sorry, I forgot now. AH is the one. So up to AH, so we scroll all the way to the right. All the way to the right, up AH here. And remember guys, put the shift key down, and then tap the column, and that will highlight everything. So right now, what we have to do is tap the right button on the mouse, and we do resize columns D to AH, and we saw it as 40 pixels. That is 40 pixels. We go OK. Right, okay, so now we've got everything that we can see similar to everything we can see here. Now, what should we do here? So we'll do these are individual columns. C is a bit elongated. We'll do A. How many resize the column was this one? A is 100. Okay, I think B might be a little bit longer. B is 159, and C is 207. Okay, B is 159. Resize the column for B. 159. Resize that, and then C is 207. 207. Okay, so we rearrange the columns to the right size. Now what we want to do is get the title at the top like we've got here. So we've used 2 columns here. So we've got E to X. We've merged the cell. So let's do E to X. E to X. And the first 2 rows we've merged it. And we go to an icon that looks like this. So we go merge cells. So we merge those cells there. And then we want the writing to be center aligned, and we want it not to be at the bottom of the cell, we want it in the middle, and we want the font to be big enough so we can see it. So let's go for 30, and we can use Comforter, I think that's the font I used, and then we put it in capitals, habit tracker. That's what we got there. So we've got that sorted, and we've got grid lines here. We can see all these grid lines. We'll keep them in for the time being for guidance, and then we'll get rid of them at the end. We'll see how we get rid of them. What's the next step? So we want to merge these 2 cells. So we want to merge B and C together, and we want to we want to merge 4, 5, and 6 rows together, and we want to merge B and C column together. So let's do that. So 4, 5, and 6, and B and C together. So we'll merge that. Again, go to this icon, merge, and we merge 4, 5, and 6, and we'll merge A. So that's that. We merge that because we want to put date in there. Then we got that. Okay. Now what we want to do is 5 and 6 we want merged, and then we have 4 kept the same. Okay. So 8H, D and 8H, okay. Right. So you want to merge 5 and 6 together from D to AH, so we'll merge those two. And we'll do it all the way to 8H, and we'll speed this part up. Right guys, so we've done that. What's the next bit should we do? We get the date validation, so we've got that there, so that's 21 font. Okay, and that's 30. Okay, 21 font and 30, so we change the formatting of the cells. So this would be comforter 21 font, and we want it in the middle of the box, and we want it center aligned. And this one we've got 30, and we want it comforter. Again, we need to do the formatting. We'll have it center, and then center in the box as well. Okay, and now what we need to do is we can have the border around this. Let's make a nice little border around this. Nice little border. How does it look? Okay, so we need a separation in the middle. Let's do that, separation in the middle, and we were looking at this separation in the middle there. Okay, so now we've got a kind of border that looks something similar to what we need. Let's just put in the date there. Do we use lowercase? We can use lowercase, uppercase, doesn't really matter, doesn't make anything. What colour the box is? The box is this colour. Okay, what's the ID? So this is the ID of the colour. You can choose whatever colour you want, but I'm going to stick to the same colour as what we have in the showcase spreadsheet. So let's just keep it the same. I think that's the colour there, so it's already there for me. And then what we want to do here is also outline the borders here, so we know what we're looking at. So we'll do side border, right border, bottom border, and we'll do top border. We won't do this bit, and you'll see why. Oh, and probably we need a separation border between the things as well. So to accomplish the borders, we'll do it right down in the middle like that. Okay, so that's kind of looking something similar to what we have here, don't we? Okay, so that's great. Let's do the tick boxes. So we got from 12D to 34 AH, 12 to 34. Let's do the check boxes. So 12 to 34 AH to 34. You can do as many as you like, but I'm just going to do it from 12 to 34. So that gives us 22 rows for our habits. And then what we want to do here is insert, and we'll do a tick box. There we go, we've got our tick boxes there. This is looking somewhat similar now, we're getting some sort of functionality. And then we'll do, let's go back to this, and then we need a border at the top, don't we? So we've got this border here, and we want it up to there. We'll count the percentage, okay. Something similar like that. Maybe a grip. Actually, let's should we do it like that? Has it got a border? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got a light grey border. So if you look over here, you can see the border is a bit greyish, so we'll do a greyish sort of border. So highlight these columns. And we'll do a little bit of a grey soft touch border. And we'll do something like that. Maybe a little bit darker. We can do something like here as well, similar like a border. And we'll do all of the borders there. And we'll probably get a nice little border here as well, and you'll see why I'm doing that in just a minute. There we go, okay. So we've got some sort of outline going on here. Now we just need to add a little bit of the colours to make it a little bit more vibrant. So, what colours have we used here? So we just click on one of the boxes, we can see that we used that similar colour, and I think we used a light brown. Okay. Something like, I don't know, we can do like brownish colour. Let's do that like that. It's a bit light, but you know, and I think it automatically gets the brown colour, so we don't have to do anything there. Okay, so now we need to number these. Now, okay, so we've got numbers, so let's put the numbers there. So I'll put 1 there, and then I'll do a little bit of a formula here. So whatever's in this column, add 1. Add 1. And that brings us to 2. And then once you've done that, you just drag along the formula. Drag along the formula. And then you got your numbers there. I think the formatting is a bit central. Okay, so the formatting font is 10. Let's just change the formatting. So change the formatting at the top. and we'll have it as comforter, and we'll have it center aligned. There we go, and we might as well make it bold as well, so that makes it a little bit stand out. And then we'll do the same here, so we'll do habits, okay, so we've got habits, and then we'll just highlight all this area here so we get the correct formatting. Again, we'll have the formula as comforter, and we have it center aligned, and we have it positioned centrally in the boxes. That makes any difference, and then we'll have it bold as well, so we have something that looks like that. Also, we'll have it like the grey, whatever grey that is. So we use that code. So the code is D9, 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 and we'll put that code there. Just like that, and then we search for the code here, get rid of that number, copy and paste what we had, which was D9, D9, D9. And sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it gets a bit clunky, but if you get rid of the hashtag, then it works. So that's like that. Okay, so we got that, and then we can do the same here. So D9, D9, D9. Then get rid of the hashtag, or putting the hashtag there sometimes works. It's a bit funny like that, you see. I feel like these lines need to be a little bit, the borders need to be a little bit more tense. So we do that, and we press the Shift key, and then we hold down the Control key, and then we tap these individual cells all through. And we can get it all done like that. Actually, probably press it. Don't tap that, didn't I? Untap that. Okay, so now we've got all that, so we'll change the border. Probably need a little bit of a darker grey. And then we put it all in the borders like that. That probably stands out a little bit more, I would say. Don't forget we have the grid lines here as well, so we need to change that as well to a little bit more grey. And let's just change the view, and we go get rid of the grid lines and see how it looks. So it looks a bit better than before. And of course we need to fill this as well, because that's what we had before. So we fill it with the same colour. That colour there. Then we've got something that looks like that. Does it look similar? Yes, it does. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to put in the date here. Now I think I've done some sort of date validation with this. Let's have a look. Date validation. Yes, I did. I've got tick boxes. And B4 is the date validation. Okay, so we need a date validation. So what we need to do here, we need to right click. We need to right click this bit. Right click this bit, and we need to go view more actions, and we need to go data validation. Add rule. Let's do that. Say is validate. So we put is validate there, and that should be it because it's sheet 5, B4, C6, B5, B4, yeah, B4, C6. Okay, date validation there. So now when we click into it, you should get a date. So when we put in a date, we get something that looks like that. But that's not what we want. We want something that looks like nice and dandy like that with a month and a year. So what we need to do here is go to format, we go to number, we kind of go to custom date and time, and we go to this format here where it goes month and then year. So then we click apply, and then that's what we got here. So now it doesn't matter what day in the month we put. So let's say put 18th or 19th, 18th of August. It will just go something like that. So we'll just put August and 23rd, and that's what we need. So now what we need to do is we need to get these days of the week. And as you can see, I used a very fancy formula here, which I will show you in a minute in more upfront thing. But let's just copy and paste this, and then I'll explain it. Copy, and we go to this one, and we paste it here, and let's see if it works. And the first day, let's just double check if Tuesday is actually the first day of August, and it is, you can see it there. Okay, so let's have a look at this formula in a little bit more detail. Okay, right, so this is an if error point, so this is just saying if this returns an error, then give me blank. So this is what this returns an error. If this formula returns an error, give me a blank cell. Yeah. If it doesn't give me an error, then we want whatever's contained in this formula. Now let's just go bit by bit. So upper means that basically we're returning a day of the week, and we just want all the letters of the day of the week in uppercase. So if we look at this, if we just look at this for a second, we look at this formula, we can got Tuesday, so we've got capital T, capital U, capital E, so that's all that upper means. So this bit, we have to turn it to text. So what we want to do, we want to get the weekday. We want to get the weekday with whatever is in cell D11. So D11 is the weekday. So we got the day of the month, which is D11, which is in cell D11, and D11 is this cell here. So we've got the day of the month, and then the day of the month 2, the day of the month 3. So it'll be whatever's in. So we want the day of the month in this cell. We have to get the day of the month here, day 11, D11, and then I concatenated it with the ampersand, and then I put a string here, which is dash, because that's what we have in the usual date, and then I say the month with whatever the month is in B4, which is this cell here. B4, because I've merged the cell, it always goes to the top left corner, so B4 represents all of this cell here, and then B4 would be August. So we've got the first day, so it'll be first, whatever's in D11 cell, which was 1, and then we got dash, and then we got August, and then we get dash again, and we get year in here. So what this is reading here is 1st of August 2023, right? And then we want it in the day format, so we want it in DDD. So that'll bring back the day, right? And then the weekday will bring back the name of the day, so like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it is. And so if you don't understand this formula, you can copy and paste this formula and you can put it in there, and it should work. If you do copy this formula, you've got to remember that I put dollar signs here and dollar signs here, and that's for a reason. You'll probably notice that these dollar signs are very important. I haven't put a dollar sign here, if you noticed, because I want this cell to change, but I don't want these cells to change. These are fixed. Dollar signs, when you use a dollar sign, you want absolute values, so you don't change the cell when you drag the formula. So just keep that in mind when you're copying the formula, where the dollar signs are and where the dollar signs aren't. So let's just drag the formula all the way across to 31. Right? Let's zoom out. Yeah, zoom out. So as you can see here, let's go for Feb. We go to Feb. Feb only has 28 days. So as you can see, I've got 31 columns. But what happens? Let's say we go to Feb. See, all the days go up to Tuesday, and there's no days here. See, this is where the error function comes in handy, because I said it returns an error here because there's no days for February here. But when it returns an error, you get a blank. So that should make sense. So that's that. So we'll do the percentages now. So we'll do here. So we'll do this bit. So we'll do 36 to 38. Do 36 to 38. And all these cells are merged. Okay. 36 to 38. Okay, let's just merge these two cells. We merge these. Merge. We merge these. Merge. We merge these. Merge. And now we've got 36 to 8. And then we'll do a border. Yeah, border there. And we'll fill it the similar colour as before, which was D9, D9, D9. No, it's not. So we've got hashtag D9, D9, D9. Okie dokie, so that's what we got there, and then we'll do all these columns. Put a border around that. Put a border around that, and then we'll also, it's a different type of colour. Okay. This is just formatting, really. You're just formatting all this stuff, making it look a little bit more pleasant than a bland background, really. So we can do formatting. We'll do comforter again. We'll do these comforter again. We can do completed, not completed, percentage complete. Completed. Not completed. And percentage completed. There we go. This font is default still, but there we go. I want it this time, I want it right aligned because that's easier to see that way. And what we need to do now, so we've got all these checkboxes, we'll untick them. What we need to do right now is have a formula. So I use this formula here, countifs. It's important to use countifs rather than countif without the S. It's very important because we've got a few criteria here. So I'll just explain this formula in a minute. so we'll have, okay, so there's nothing in the cells here. Let's, before we go into the formula, let's have a look at what we can fill here. So we'll do the same thing here. Before we do that, let's just format these cells to computer. Okay, so we've got one here. Let's see if we can drag it. And it does automatically. No, it doesn't. Okay, this is why I wanted to use the sequence. Okay, did the same thing there. So we'll do whatever's in equal sign, whatever's in that cell, plus 1. Okay, so we can just drag this down and we'll get all the subsequent numbers. Something like that, there we go. So now let's do the habits. Okay, so we've got first one. Drink a glass of water. Drink a glass of water. Now, what we can do is if you're on Windows, you can press the Windows key and the full stop. The Windows key or a period, actually. Windows key or a period. So if you're on a computer, if you're on a Windows, sorry, what you can do is press the Windows key and the period or a full stop, and then you can type in water, and you can get these little icons here. But I like that one, so we do water here, drink a glass of water, and then you can just populate all these here of whatever you want. Let's just, for the speedy of this, I'll be just writing it. So let's just copy all these. But like I said, you can get the icons by pressing the Windows key and period, or the Windows key or a full stop. Okay, and then that will be there. And then we'll get the formatting right with this. We'll put it left align. And obviously I've got a duplicate of drink of water because I copied it. Let's just paste it there. Let's get rid of that one. So we have 13. Okay, so now we've got populated our habits here and we've got the numbers there. We can just start maybe ticking them off, you know, getting some habits going in our lives and see how it looks like. For ease of, you know, let's just highlight this and just copy what we have here into there. So we can just pre-fill this stuff, these tick boxes, so I don't have to manually tick them all. Okay, so we've got them all ticked here. So what we need to do here now, we need to explain this formula. So so this formula, as you can see, this is a countif formula, so it's plural because we have the letter S attached to it, so that means there's more criteria. So what this shows, okay. So what this shows, this formula here, countif. So whatever's in D12 to D34, so that's this column here, right, all the way up to here. Whatever's that, the tick box either is true or false. So if it's ticked like that, it's true. If it's unticked, it's false, as you can tell. So what this is saying is whatever's in this column here from D12 to D34, if it's true, then if it's true, and another criteria, if C12 to C34, have you noticed I've got dollar signs there, so I want this fixed. If this column is empty and this is true, sorry, if this column is not empty, and this is true, then we count it. So for example, this column is empty, but it's true, but we don't count it. We need this column not to be empty, but this is false, so this would not be counted. But this row, sorry, would be counted because this is not empty, and this is true. So this column will be counted. So these columns will be counted, right? So that's what this formula represents. So in this instant, we have 11. See, if I tick all of them, we have 12. But if I tick any of these, the number doesn't increase because our criteria is not met. We need this not to be empty and this to be true. Both of these criteria are not met. Over here, both of these criteria are met because this is not empty and this is true, so we count it. Right? So that reduces to 1 because, again, that's our criteria. So what we need to do is drag across this formula. So once you've copied this formula, you can drag it along. Drag it along all the way to the end. Let's just check if this is correct. Yeah, it should be correct. Okay, this should be correct. Okay, so now we've got that. And now for the not completed, that's pretty self-explanatory, it's kind of the opposite. So what we have here is change the true bit to false. And that should give you the alternative, not completed. So we could just copy that formula, and that should be fine. And we should just copy that formula, and that should be fine. So if we do that, oh, that's not what we wanted. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Yeah, so we should just copy this formula, but change the true. Change the true to false. So now this is correct. This is false. You could see like we've got 12 entries here. 11 plus 1, it adds up to 12. So you can see that. So the not completed and completed should add up to how many rows you've got there. So they all add up to 12. So 3 plus 9 is 12. 1 plus 11 is 12. So you can see that we haven't made a mistake there. Now for this bit, we just do whatever's in D36, which is this bit, divided by that plus that, which is why I said to use just simple mathematics. So this bit is equal to sorry, don't know why it's giving me auto suggestions. This bit is equal to that divided by that plus that. But we need to put in brackets because we need to make sure that it's everything under the bracket, underneath the slash, so it's divisible. And then we want something like so let's just drag it across first. We'll drag it across so we can see how many are completed. We've got 0 there. We don't like this formatting, so what we need to do is get rid of the decimal places. So use this one here, decrease decimal places. But actually, let's just first turn it into a percentage. So we've got it there, and we'll decrease and just keep it at 0 decimal places. There we go. So this is perfect formatting now. This is perfect formatting, and what we can do over here, we can make this equal to whatever that is here. And then press enter, and then it puts up a nice little bar here, and then we just drag it across like that. Drag it across like that. Let's put some entries here, so not all of them are. Let's just expand row 9, so it's a nice bit expansive there. What else is there left to do? So we just need to do completed this bit here. Okay, let's do the count first. We'll do the count first. So let's just extend those two. We'll extend this to. So we do get rid of that formula. We put count there. And we do percentage. Okay. We'll drag this out a little bit longer, and then we'll put some formatting there. So similar to that. Won't have any formatting there. We'll keep that white, but we'll put some borders around it. So put some borders around that. Okay, so we've got the count formula. So countif, true. So what we want to do is we want to count if. So I won't put the s at the end because it's just one criteria. We just need to count whatever's in these cells, and if it's true. And if it's true, then we count it. And then we close parentheses, and we've got that there, and we've got 1 here. And then we just drag it across the formula like so, and that should give us a number here. Again, we want the formatting in the middle, so let's just put comforter there. Put the comforter, and we'll put it center aligned. And that's like that. Okay. So that's what we've done so far. So we've done something similar. What we need to do now is get these bars. We call them sparklines. So, we call them sparklines. So, okay. So we just need to count the percentages here. Okay. So what we need to do, we'll do something like this. So we'll create a sparkline. Actually, let's bring that in. Actually, we're supposed to merge this to that one because we want the percentage to come. So we'll merge those cells. Right, guys. So let's just do the sparkline here. So we'll do equal sign and we'll do sparkline. Right, okay. So what we need to do is look at a percentage. So whatever's in this cell, and then we divide it by, put in brackets, count if brackets, and then we'll do whatever is in this cell, and then we do false, and then we close brackets, and then we plus it with whatever is in this cell, and then we close brackets, and then that will be our data. And then the chart type we want, I can't remember the formula actually. What is the formula for the sparkline? Okay, let's just undo that. Okay, let's just see what the sparkline would be. Something that looks like that, and then we got chart type. That's like that. So we got the data at the beginning, and then what we need to do is add the options. So we put in curly brackets, and then quotation marks, chart type, bar. Again, chart type needs to be in quotation marks, then comma, quotation marks, bar, close quotation marks. Let's just zoom in. So yeah, chart type, bar, and then semicolon, min is 0, semicolon, max in quotation marks, comma, 1, semicolon. And the color you can just do from a hex code. I've chosen this code, but you can choose any one you want, whatever color you fancy really. And then just, so there's an extra parenthesis there, and then just press enter, and it should be okay actually. Once we've got the formula in there, we just drag it down, like so, and the percentage, we can add the percentage here, and we can have whatever the formula was in here for the data. So this is the data that we've fed to the sparkline, and you can just copy that data there. And then you just make an equal sign there, paste that spreadsheet there, and then you've got your formulas. You can drag it all the way down. And we want it in percentage, and then we're going to get rid of the decimal places. So that's how we got it there. And that's how we got our percentage. And then we need these to match up. Completed, not completed. And that will just be the sum of that. Okay. Border around that. Merge those two cells there. Merge those two cells there. Put a border around them. And then we can grey these out. Similar colour. That's a bit too dark. Again, we can format it here. Do center align. Completed. And then the formula for this would be we sum over all of this, and then we divide it by all of this plus, let me put brackets in there because I want the bottom amount to be used. Let me sum that. Let me sum over that. And then close the brackets. Enter. And then we've got a formula there. Again, we want it in percentage. Get rid of the decimal places. And then we've got something similar. Something similar to this formula, but just drag that down. But this is incorrect. So what we need is D7A H37. So that's fine. But we want 37, and then we want 36. So change that to 36. Guys, if this is not making sense, then just copy the formula that I'm using. And you can tell this makes 100, so 15 plus 85 equals 100, so you know the formula is correct. So you can see up here what the formula is, and I'll zoom in quickly now. This is a formula for the not completed, and then you just change 37 and 37 with 36 to get completed percentage. So that's how we get that. Okay, so that's settled. And then if you want some formatting, so that's fine there. And now let's do this graph. So this graph, well actually before we do that, let's just do this graph. So we want a sparkline again, but we want a chart type column with y min 0 and y max 1, and then the first color is that. So and D38 is this percentage here, so it gives us a nice percentage. So we'll just copy this formula. So we copy this formula, and then so yeah, like I said, you can copy this formula, and then we just drag this along, and it will give us a bar chart like so. So now the spreadsheet is looking more likely, but let's have a look. Let's make a chart for this bit here. So we do insert chart, and we'll do an area chart, but let's do it smooth because I don't like the look of that. And then we do chart style, and we do it center, percentage increased, and then we can change the color to whatever we would like. Let's just keep it at that orange, a little bit of a dark orange, so we can see that. But that's not the graph I want actually. Double click that, we'll go setup. We'll do a smooth one, but I want an area graph actually. We've got a nice area graph now. That's the one I wanted. And then you just modify how it looks really, because we'll stretch column 9 so it makes it look a little bit longer, like so. Then we can place it how we like it really. Make column row 9 a bit longer, wider I should say. And then we can put something that looks like this. So good looking graphs like that. We can balance it out and such and such and such to look something similar like this. We can get rid of the axes actually. Can I get rid of the axes? No, but we can just probably press. We can just delete this bit here, we don't need that percentage, and that will go and it'll give us some more real estate. Okay, so then the last thing to do is a pie chart. We can put a pie chart there. Okay, so we're nearly there now, but the last bit that we want to do is a nice little pie chart to say how much we've completed in the whole month and how much we haven't. And that is given here. So let's just highlight these 4 boxes, and we go insert, and we go chart. And what we need to do here is make sure it's the donut chart, but we need to make sure this is switched off here. Right, so we've got something that looks like that. Now, obviously the colours are not great, so we have to do some refining here. Maybe we'll do a nice brown colour, and for completed we might do a nice bright colour like that. Or what was it on the other sheet? So we've got about something like that. We can do something like that. And maybe just a little bit of a brown tug, something like that. Maybe we can differentiate too. Okay, and then we can customize this because I don't really like the label like that. Might be a legend somewhere. Okay, do legend, do at the top, and then probably we can do percentages. We get rid of that title because I don't really like the look of that. Do the legend. Maybe can increase the font size to maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe 18, that'd be better. But we need the stats because I want to see the stats. So we get a slice label, we do values. That's what I was looking for. So you got slice value, and then we got values, and then that should be fine. So we've got a nice little graph here. What we can do is make it a little bit smaller. And we can put it up somewhere like here. Something like that. It can be seen. And then that's it. Really, that's how it looks like. That's how it looks like. So we built our habit tracker from scratch.